just unlocked a new ick for me. When a man finds your hyper independence super attractive. I want to feel safe and I want to feel taken care of.
Oh my girls, do you remember how a while ago there was like that big saying and it was like, I think I girl bossed a bit too close to the sun. Does anyone feel like maybe they single girl era'd a little bit too close to the sun? Just a little bit too hard?
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we have a banger here for you today from a fellow Fiend Gang content creator, Locke the Bounty Hunter, titled Single Mother Has Delusional Expectations. And this video, I assure you, is absolutely hilarious. So we have here this woman, and we're going to be covering some others, but we have here this woman who is a single mother who is hyper independent. Okay, so she claims, you know, I'm strong and independent. I don't need anybody. I can do it all by myself. But of course, like all of these strong and quote unquote independent ladies, they don't want to be strong and independent. They want a guy to come in and to save them from their own problems and pay for a kid that is not their own. So this is a woman who is going to be complaining about men who find her independence attractive. Okay, so this is what she advertises everywhere. Look at me, I'm strong and independent. But she doesn't like the men who value her independence. Why? Because that means that that man won't give her anything. Take a listen to this garbage. Let's jump in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
I just unlocked a new ick for me. When a man finds your hyper independence super attractive. Yeah, I can be independent. Yes, I do it all on my own as a single mom. But like the fact that you find that hot and attractive is like a huge ick for me. Because I want to be soft. I want you to come in and be like, yeah, that's great that you can do it all on your own. But hey, baby, I'm here and you don't need to do all of it on your own anymore.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of garbage that I'm talking about, okay? Oh, look at me. I'm strong and independent. But I don't want to be strong and independent. I want a man to look after me. It's all very well and good, guys. I say this every time, okay? It's all strong and independent, and I don't need a man for anything until life gets hard. And then when life gets hard, when a bill comes, when a war starts, when a fight breaks out, it's, wait a minute, I don't want to be here. I don't want to work until I'm 60. I don't want to take care of my kids alone. Now I need a guy who's actually responsible and who can take care of situations to come and solve problems for me. Right? And these are the same women who wonder, you know, why don't men do this? And my solution, hey, listen, go sort it out with the father of your kid. I don't care how awful you think he is. Guess what? You chose him. You didn't have to choose him, but you did. And here we are in this situation where we expect another man to come in and to take care of a kid that is not his own. Let's continue.
I want a man to fucking show up so I can be soft, so I can sit in my feminine energy.
Wait a minute. Do you guys hear that?
Show up so I can be soft.
That is the sound of this woman talking absolute nonsense. But you guys know what isn't nonsense? Today's video sponsor, Tiege Hanley. Guys, if you are looking to improve your skincare, then look no further than the first ever sponsor of this channel, Tiege Hanley. Tiege Hanley is a skincare brand for men that simplifies the entire process and gives you all the products that you need and nothing that you don't. There is a reason that the women we cover on this channel wear 50 pounds of makeup and a filter on top of that, and that is because they don't actually take care of their skin, and I don't want you to be like them, so I recommend Tiege Hanley. Tiege has different kinds of systems, but their level 1 system is what I personally recommend to people so that you can get all of their basic stuff. You get a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and also a PM moisturizer. Not only that, but even if you're as dense as some of the people that we cover on this channel, maybe you're a male feminist who is hate watching or something like this, you can still use Tiege Hanley because they make it so ridiculously easy, because in every box they even give you an instruction card. If you go to their website, they also have thousands of 5-star reviews from all over the world, which I'll put on screen now for you to see. Putting your skincare off as a man is something that I personally don't recommend, which is why I think that Tiege is a great sponsor for these kinds of videos. And because they're sponsoring today's video, they're offering you guys an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the video description to get 30% off your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you also get 20% off for life. Also, both gifts you are choosing from are of $20 value and complete game changers. You get either a silicone body scrubber or a nail and face grooming kit. Personally, I prefer the face grooming kit as my facial hair has me growing a messy ass beard in 3 days if I don't take care of it, and that's the perfect solution. So don't wait any longer, guys. Click the first link in the description to start with Tej today, and let's get back to today's episode.
I want you to take some things off my plate and just take care of it.
Do you guys find it? Am I the only person who finds it really ironic? Okay, that she says, I want to feel safe and I want to feel taken care of and I want to be feminine, but she's yelling at you that she wants to be feminine, right? Like, oh, I just want to be in my feminine energy, which is basically translation for I want somebody else to take care of the problems that I started. If you're I believe this, okay, guys. If you're a feminine person, you're a feminine person, point blank, period. You don't get to switch and change between being masculine and being strong and independent and then deciding the next day that you're feminine. No dude wants to come along to a masculine woman and then turn her into a feminine woman. That's like a dude parading around wearing dresses, complaining that women won't show up for him in a particular way and allow him to be masculine. People would look at that guy like he's an absolute clown. They'd be like, bro, pick a lane. You see what I'm saying? But of course, here, men are just expected to come and solve these problems and to make the woman feminine again. I don't like the idea at all of making a woman feminine. That's your problem. You sort it out. Be whatever it is that you want to be, but pick a lane and don't expect me to deal with it. Now let's continue here.
And I've on a toilet made out of solid gold, but it's just not in the cards now, is it?
So in other words, you want a man to come into your life, set his wants and needs aside to provide for you and your illegitimate spawn so that you can feel soft, safe, and taken care of. That's just nice. Good for you, but there's a slight problem with that. Unless that man has a closed head injury that's been left untreated for over a decade, he won't do that for you. There's no chance. Why should he? This video has already shown that you're crass, rude, entitled, and just unpleasant to be around. You're saying that in order for you to actually be nice to him, he has to pay for the kind girlfriend DLC, which is overpriced, overrated, and chock full of game-breaking glitches.
Yeah, I totally agree with Locke here, right? Because the thing is, what's the incentive for a man? So the man gets to come in. This woman's over 30 years of age. She's a single mother. She's insane, as all of these women posting on TikTok are, right? So a man's expected to come into your life and to fix your problems. And my question is, okay, for what? This is a free market, guys. I believe in a free market, okay? You can make your demands. You can set your demands and your standards at whatever you want. You can price your product at whatever you want. I don't care. I'm all about free choice. But you know what? Men get to choose whether or not they buy, whether or not they invest in you. So what you're essentially doing is you're pricing yourself out. You're saying, listen, I think I'm worth this, but men are telling you, no, you're actually not worth that. And how can you tell? Why? Because you would have a man. That's the beautiful thing about the free market, guys. It makes things very clear when people are delusional, particularly women, because women have a stupid amount of options. If a woman is single, that is her own problem, and that is her own fault. Now, she can say that she wants to be single and she wants to be strong and independent, and that's totally fine with me. But don't turn around and cry when you get what you asked for. It makes absolutely no sense. Now, let's continue.
I also don't want to be your mom. I don't want to take care of you also. And when you think that's so attractive that I can do all of the things all on my own, all I think about is like, great, now you expect me to also cook and clean for you.
Wait, I'm sorry, but I thought we were expecting the man to do something for you. So the man has to do everything for you, but you have to do nothing for him. Yeah, this is going to end up so great. Again, why on earth? I'm rubbing my eyes here, guys. It's an old habit I dropped to. I'm going to start rubbing my eyes and my temple because this crap is just insane. This woman expects a dude to come into her life as a single mother over the age of 30, clinically insane, recording on TikTok, and expects him to disregard himself and just selflessly look after her for reasons unknown. And don't give me this crap of, oh, I'm the table. You're not the table. That makes no sense, and you're annoying. Like, it just absolutely makes no sense, really. The single mother in this equation is the table. Wow, what a privilege for men to come along and to fix your life for you.
Now I'm good. Sometimes I really think that I'm just going to be single forever. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I want a partner and not a project.
Go, girl! You get it, girl! You hear that? You got it, girl!
It never ceases to amaze me how modern women will assume that if a man is reluctant to sacrifice his time, energy, and money to take care of a family that isn't his, that she automatically assumes the man is incapable of taking care of himself and is just looking for a mother. Sister, you do realize that men know how to cook and clean and bathe, right? Get this, depending on the phase of the moon, we can even figure out how to do our own laundry as well. We don't need you for any of that, and we don't need to take care of your kids either. So it's gonna be a hard pass from us. But I guess it's a good thing you're planning on staying single anyway, because this rant would have been embarrassing for you otherwise.
Yeah, something tells me that she doesn't actually have the choice in whether or not she's single as much as she thinks. Right? She could lower her standards, but she won't do that. She's basically priced herself out here to the point where any man who is sensible is not going to want to deal with her. But a lot of these women, they don't realize that that's what they're doing. They think they've heard all this womanist propaganda on TikTok about how they're the prize no matter what, and that men should do absolutely everything. And if he doesn't spoil you and take care of you, then he's not a real man. And then when men reasonably throw up inside their mouths and say, listen, no thank you, then all of a sudden we're the problem. Right? If a man doesn't want to engage with a woman in any particular way, he's the problem. It kind of reminds me of these situations in the gym, guys, where like you have women wearing the most inappropriate crap to the gym, but then if you complain, you're like an evil person and all of this nonsense. It's got the exact same feel to it. You can't say anything about this or else you're a bad person. But speaking of a bad person, guys, let's continue into today's next clip. That's right. We have a couple more lined up here of strong and independent women, and I use that term very loosely because when we say that we're strong and independent, what we really mean is that we're a pain in the backside to deal with, and we still need a man. But we have another woman lined up here, so let's take a listen to what this one has to say. Now, I'm not sure if this one is a single mother, but I never really put it past these clips because a lot of these girls, even if they're single mothers, they don't actually announce it. So let's continue.
So quick little girl chat here. If you're not a girl, you can keep scrolling because this absolutely does not apply to you. So for all my girls, do you remember how a while ago there was like that big saying and it was like, I think I girl bossed a bit too close to the sun. Does anyone feel like maybe they single girl era'd a little bit too close to the sun? Just a little bit too hard. And now you're just like hyper independent and you can't even fathom anyone helping you with anything?
Congratulations!
So you can't fathom the idea of anybody helping you with anything? Well, it sounds to me like someone may have had a little bit too much fun during her so-called single girl era and has found herself with an entire train car's worth of baggage. And I hate to wonder how you were able to accumulate so much trauma in such a short period of time. So this begs the question, how hard did you hit that carousel during this era? Wait, you know what? Forget I asked. Do not answer that. I don't think any of us really want to know. And whatever story you have, I think we can all agree would be best left unsaid.
Like
See, I have no problem, right, if these women come out here and say, I want to be strong and independent, and then they just leave it at that. But they're never actually happy, strong and independent. It's all like this subtle complaining and about how she needs a man anyway. But I see no problem with these videos. You know, you're strong and independent, madam. You got exactly what you asked for. Strong and independent, check. Don't need no man, check. Alone recording on TikTok, check. Everything seems to be in order here for me. Okay, and personally, guys, I'm always of the opinion that you can make your own choices in life, okay? If you want to be 40 years of age and single with no kids and you want to surround yourself with cats, me personally, I don't like cats. I think they're a terrible animal. Dogs are way better. But, you know, you're more than welcome to do whatever it is that you like. You can sit there and you can say, Taylor, dogs are terrible animals. I like cats. Totally fine by me. Don't care. Okay, but it is very funny how we say that we want one thing and then when we receive it, we complain about it and we say, oh crap, you know, I went too far. I'm strong and independent, but you know, I don't really want to be that strong and independent. I kind of want a man to pay my bills. I kind of want a man to look after a kid that isn't his own. I kind of want a man to put up with my nonsense, and the list goes on and on, right? The problem is you have girls who ask for one thing, and then they complain when they get it. It honestly reminds me of children, guys. Like, straight up, a lot of these videos just remind me of big children complaining about things that they asked for in the first place. Like, you can't make them happy no matter what it is that you do. If you're a guy and you enter into one of these women on TikTok's lives and you try and solve their problems for you, they'll just disrespect you and not care about you anyway. Right? You will be absolutely disrespected. You will be treated like dirt no matter how much effort you put into these girls. Why? Because these women are bottomless voids. Let's continue with the video.
Post breakup, let's just say you really got into that single hot girl era, took your hot girl walk, took care of yourself, started to live by yourself, maybe got a dog.
Hi, doggy.
And now you
Oh, that's good. She got a dog. She got a real animal. But yeah, she went a little bit too deep in her single girl era. Translation, she got with a lot of men and none of them committed to her. Let's cut the nonsense here, okay? When these women say, listen, I'm strong and independent, and I went through a single girl era, and now I'm ready for it to be over. The translation is I went and I, quote unquote, hung out with a whole bunch of men, and now I need something serious. Like, I'm getting older. I don't have kids yet. I don't have a ring on my finger yet. Can somebody please marry me? Can somebody please give me children? And can somebody please pay my bills? That's what is really all behind this. Now, they won't say that exactly, and some of them don't want one or some of those things. But at the end of the day, we're complaining because we don't have a man.
that you may have single girl era just a wee bit too hard. Like, you're just not sure if you could ever let anyone in again.
Emotional damage.
Translation: after your situationship with Chadwick R. Chadley Esquire went about as well as a pint of whole milk on a hot summer sidewalk, instead of focusing your energy in a positive manner and trying to find a halfway decent guy to form a romantic bond, you went ahead and decided that the best way to get over him was to repeat the cycle as many times as humanly possible, thus leading you into a life of meaningless hedonism. And when the whirlwind of emotion finally slowed down some, you realized that you made some terrible life choices, and the damage caused would take years upon years of work to resolve. So naturally, you'll remain severely damaged to a minimum of 4 to 8 business decades.
I fear that I am just too hyper independent now. Like, the thought of someone sleeping in my bed, disgusting. The thought of someone helping me with anything, cooking meals together, it just doesn't sound appealing anymore.
You see, everything sounds perfectly in order for me here. You know, I see the video. The woman is strong and independent. She doesn't need no man. She doesn't need no help. Fantastic. Right? But of course, guys, these women, this is fantastic because you can always see this on my channel, right? You'll have a woman who makes a video like this. Then you go down further in her TikTok feed and it will be the complete opposite. And we'll start complaining about how we need someone to do things with us. And I'm sorry, but this is absolutely coping in my opinion as well. You know, I don't need a man. I can cook and do everything by myself. But I don't really think that this woman is happy, because happy people don't ramble about their life on TikTok and about how strong and independent they are. Do you know what strong and independent people do? They don't announce that they're strong and independent. Particularly men, by the way. I know dudes who are like, lots of men who are strong and independent, and not once have I ever heard one of them say that they are strong and independent in my entire life. I'm thinking through the entire time now. I can't think of a single instance where one of my friends or someone that I know who's a dude has come out here and said, I'm strong and independent. Because people who are strong and independent don't need to announce it to the world. People who are good people don't need to announce it to the world. People who are happy don't need to announce it to the world. You see what I'm saying? Unless they're like very specifically asked about it, they don't announce it to strangers on the internet. These videos, again, guys, before we continue, these videos that we cover on this channel, publicly available, meaning if you're not someone who's tech savvy, right? These women have released this on their own personal social medias for everybody to see. So you don't need like, you know, you don't need special permissions or anything. You don't need to be her friend or to follow her or anything. These videos are publicly available. So these people are speaking to the public at large. Amazing stuff.
It just doesn't sound appealing anymore. So I fear I may have single girl era a bit too close to the sun on this one.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're too independent to be able to have anybody in your life for any reason, and that's totally normal by modern women's standards. This is the end result of the single girl boss bae Yas Queen era of the most fertile years of the modern woman, and it ends with her thinking she's too independent to the point where sharing her life with another person makes her physically ill. And this is about as close to a modern woman taking some accountability for her actions, and sure, it may be underwhelming, but let's just be honest here, so is everything else about her. So let's just go ahead and give her a celebration worthy of her realization, shall we?
Woo! Hey! That was sort of anticlimactic.
Yeah, see, before we jump into the next clip here, this is not taking accountability, by the way. In any of these videos, I don't think I've ever seen some real accountability be taken. Maybe you could say like a fraction of accountability, but if someone's taking a fraction of accountability, are they really taking accountability at all for their own decisions? Okay, but this is what happens to a lot of these modern women who proclaim to be strong and independent. You actually find out, you do a little bit of digging on their social media, or you have some common sense to rub together, and you realize that these women are coping damn hard and they're not happy being strong and independent. So this is the last clip we're going to be covering here today. Yet another strong and independent woman who is, I'm assuming, regretting things, but not outwardly saying it, probably coping. So she says, hyper independent to princess treatment. So in other words, I want to look, princess treatment basically just means I want a guy to pamper me and look after me. So from I don't need no man to I need a man, but we have to screw around with the words here so people don't actually know what we mean. You see what I'm saying, guys? We can't say that I don't need a man to I want a man. We can't say that. We have to say hyper independent because that makes us look good, I think, is the idea, to princess treatment. We've just got to screw around with words. We can't speak plainly. That's the key with all of these videos, guys. We can't speak in direct English. We have to talk nonsense. Let's continue.
I'm going to share with you guys the one thing that took me from a hyper independent, burnt out girly to getting princess treatment, and that's learning how to ask and receive help. My mom is a hyper independent, very prideful, boss babe single mom, and she raised me to be very similar to her. But something she told me when she got older that really stuck with me and changed the way that I showed up in relationships was that she really wished that she was softer and just made life easier for herself.
Wow, that's fantastic work, man. You have the wisdom of a 6,000 or 7,000 year old man. That's fantastic. We don't have to fill up the whole blackboard after all.
I have no idea why I've never realized this until now, but princess treatment is a lot like the phrase bare minimum. It's a nonsense term that modern women use without any real definition, and that's kind of a problem. You see, I've always assumed that the princess treatment either involved marrying your princess daughter off to a 37-year-old duke for a political alliance, or using an army of militant turtles to kidnap and constantly move said princess from castle to castle in an attempt to prevent rest from the Italian Plumbers Union. So I guess it's up to us to figure out exactly what she means by princess treatment, because there is no chance in HE double hockey sticks that this broad is gonna do it for us.
She would always tell me, Nadine, even though you're really capable and can do everything on your own, it's much easier to be sweet and ask for help. And she was right, because all the girls that I grew up with who are like the damsel in distress types in relationships always got princess treatment, even though when they're single, they're Miss Independent. Even my aunties who are just sweeter and the more soft-spoken type just had a better and easier life in general. I'm not saying be weak and be submissive. No. I'm saying learn how to make life easier for yourself and learn how to receive help.
I think what this woman is basically advocating for is false femininity, right? So let me be kind, let me be sweet, but only because I need something, right? It's temporarily switched on. I need better treatment from men. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like I'm a nice person and that I'm not a strong and independent, arrogant individual so that I can get what I want from dudes. Okay, and these women who use these words like princess treatment and independent boss babe and all of this nonsense, it all falls into the same bucket of you're insane and you're a giant red flag. That's what it all falls under. Okay, these girls who say the word princess treatment, it's almost like as soon as they even have this in their vocabulary, they're not deserving of being treated like a princess. Okay, guys, I guarantee you, if we were to dig through this woman's past and what she did last Tuesday, okay, most of us probably wouldn't consider this woman to be a princess. I don't know about you guys, but as soon as a woman is posting on TikTok complaining about her life, talking about different ways to extract treatment from specifically men, that just removes the word princess from what she actually is, just absolutely immediately. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.